All right. And you think when you come in, you can get the camera, like, to get a little bit tighter shot on me?
Shut the fuck up.
No, come on, I'm serious.
Listen, this mouse is giving me a hard time this morning. So
Your mouse gave me a hard time last night, but that's besides the point.
Listen, don't even start. Don't even start, Paulie.
I'm not. Can we just get me my handsome face just a little bit more? Ah, here we go. Nice. Good morning. What's today?
Thursday.
Oh, it's already?
Yeah.
Wow.
No shit.
It's Thursday. Cold and chilly. Be careful out there. It's obvious everybody on the expressway is being careful because they're only doing 5 miles an hour.
It took us forever to get here.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It took us so long to get here. So
well, it doesn't help that you turned into a snowman a couple of times.
Yeah, it's been cold.
I left you out on the lawn the other day.
Yeah, I didn't want to go nowhere. I was frozen like brick.
Yeah.
Like brick. I'd like to start off this morning with something very serious. All right, you ready? And don't cry. I haven't seen our friend Big A. 6 months. Me and Big A had not a falling out, but just a disagreement, and we both being kind of stubborn.
That's what bikers do.
And, like everything else in time, it passes. And I finally got to see him. And he's very sick. And I'm just hoping, and I want everybody to understand something. I'm true to my people. And I never stopped loving him, his family. Never stopped caring about him. And I went on a website last night, and it said, it was a prayer website. And it says to me, what is the blessing for? Who is it for? What's the reason? And I filled out everything, and truly I believe in higher up. I believe in the Lord. I believe in God. And then I get through this whole thing, and all of a sudden it says, before you can make this prayer, how much of a donation do you want to make? I was like, my brother is so sick, and he needs God to walk through his house and ease his wife's pain, ease the pain on his children, ease his suffering. And these people, in the name of God, had enough nerve to say, is that a $25 donation so we can send out a prayer? So I canceled it. I myself have asked God to walk through his house, to wipe his brow, to ease his pain, ease his suffering. And I would just like everybody to say a prayer for my friend, my brother, Big A. Adam Big A Hines.
Yeah, to start the morning with this, huh?
And because his son has been bugging me. And I just asked God to take care of his family. You know, we love you. We're there for you, Jay. Whatever you guys need, you call us. You know us. Ain't nothing too big or too small. If I can make it happen, it's going to happen. And I just want to send my blessings and my love to you and Big A and your family. So I just had to get it out there. I just had to.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I told you not to cry. But it was something that's, and how come okay. It was something that's very important to me. Now, which I want to thank Big A for being my brother. Now brings me to the point of religion. Who gives anybody the right to show pictures of the Lord, of God, of Jesus, and the Blessed Mother crying, weeping her heart out, and they claim to be a biblical page of love and support, and we're there for you.
These aren't your glasses.
No. And they turn around and say, well, how much money can I get from you?
You know what? That's why, and forgive me, but
People are
I
pulled-
don't. You had to get me all upset this morning.
This is why people pull back from religion.
I was raised Catholic faith. I was baptized. I had my communion, but you know what? It's not like when I used to go to school, go to church. I mean, all of us could just get together. We used to walk together without our parents. We all wanted to be there. You know, I give my daughter Rita is doing her stuff because you want to know what her sacraments, because I didn't push her like I should have, but I started not believing in the church because of the money, the this, the that, and everything became.
It was all about the money.
It was all about what you could give, what they could get, and I felt, you know what, I could pray wherever. I could pray. It doesn't matter if I'm here, if I'm in the other room, wherever. And that's the way I felt. That's the way I still feel. Because you want to know what? Sometimes when you need help and you go to the church, you know, I had a very bad experience with the church. And it's just very hard.
Yeah,
Can we do me a favor? And there's something that's on my mind. There's a couple of things that's on my mind that I want to speak about today.
Speak out.
Number one, about that poor man who froze.
Yeah, there was a man. What happened was the man was homeless, and he walked to a train station. They're not saying where the train station was located.
They opened up the train station
Right,
for them.
for the homeless. So
Yeah.
thank you, Long Island Railroad and MTA, for thinking of these people. And what happened was another homeless guy who was friends with him, actually was a homeless guy,
I thought you said four of them. There was like a lady and a couple
lady
of
and
people.
I think two guys and him. And the man was shaking and shivering and he was cold. And his friend, who was also homeless, went out and shoveled driveways to make him money.
Right.
Here comes the irony of it. Here's a man who does not have a home, nothing. He has the clothes on his back. Sees another human shaking, knowing he's cold, knowing he's hungry, barely made it through the night. He goes out, shovels a few driveways, makes money, brings back something for his buddy, and he's dead.
He had emphysema, and because of the cold.
It caused him to have a heart attack.
And the lady sat there and said she stayed with him and she tried to help, but there was
She tried
nothing.
to keep him alive, and then the paramedic showed up, and by that point he had passed. But the point is I'm making, here was one homeless person willing to sacrifice himself in that cold weather to help another.
Last night, me and you were driving. I was going to go get gas, and I saw that one guy, and he had a backpack on his back, and I felt so bad. You know, it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock last night, walking down the road, freezing. And I understand that everybody says they put themselves in this situation, but you want to know what?
They don't put themselves.
Let me explain something to you. Yeah, I
don't.
understand there's a lot of alcoholics and a lot of drug addicts that are homeless out there, but you want to know what? There's a lot of mentally ill people that are out there.
That's where a
And
lot of the homeless
there's a
come
lot of people that, and I'm going to say this, true. There's a lot of Vietnam vets, or not even just Vietnam vets themselves
That's
that are
period.
out there that are homeless due to the fact of they cannot, hold on a minute, they cannot adapt to normal life anymore.
Right.
So there's a lot of them out there that are homeless, and you want to know what? The shelter that we help out in Middle Island, okay, that is there because they're homeless.
Right.
The gentlemen that are there, they come in and out of that little itty bitty, maybe 20 rooms.
Yeah, if that.
About 20 rooms there, and I think it shares like 2 or 3 guys in a room.
Right.
And a lot of them there are from being out in the street. It's a homeless shelter for them.
We need And here I go. We need Farmingville wants to build a place so the day workers don't go cold. They want to build a building. I think they might have already done it. I'm not sure. I got to check it out. Where they can go and you can go and pick up your day workers from a heated building where they're warm and they can have coffee and volunteers want to bring them donuts and rolls.
What about the homeless?
Well, why don't we build one for the homeless? Why can't we give the homeless people in the winter at night a warm place to stay?
They do have them.
No, they're called shelters.
Yeah.
And it's simple. They have to call social services after 5 o'clock. You've been out in the snow all day, the rain, you're freezing, you're cold, you're hungry. Now I got to get on. Now I don't have any money for, God forbid.
I'm going to interject in that. Hold on, this has to do with
God
it.
forbid.
Yesterday we were in 7-Eleven, and there was that homeless girl out in front of 7-Eleven.
Purposely got arrested so she had a place to stay last night.
That 7-Eleven called the police on her, like you said, so she had a place to go.
She purposely
Because
got
she
arrested.
had nowhere to go, and she told them, call the police.
Right.
Call the police
And-
so I could, you know.
But here's the thing I'm saying. If we're going to build this, why can't the same volunteers that are willing to reach out to the day laborers who are illegal workers, how about we reach out to the homeless people that need blankets, that need coats, that need a warm place? Why can't we build something, even if it's 40 beds? Even if it's 40 beds. That's 40 people that aren't going to sleep in the street. That maybe we can get a little bit of a hot shower for these guys. Maybe wash their clothes. Maybe help them get cleaned up and shaved and give them a toothbrush. And let them know every night they can come there with nothing out of their pocket. Why can't we have the churches help? Donate food so we have a food kitchen so those poor people can get up and have a goddamn cup of coffee. Can have a bagel before they get pushed out into the street. Because when they go into the shelters, by the time these people find the place for them to go, it's already 3-4 hours have gone by. Some of these people never even get a return phone call back because they don't have a phone. There's no public phones no more. So they wander. They're not wandering because they have to. They're wandering so they can stay warm. Is that fair? What kind of society do we live in that we're willing to let our mentally... Yeah, it's killing things. It's killing our people. It's killing our spirit. And it's wrong. And I tell you, if I had the money, I would build. Yeah, I would build something just so these people have a place to go at night, just so they can stay warm and maybe occasionally take a shower, brush their teeth, and try to feel like their self-worth. If you feel less than zero, you'll be less than zero. But at some point, we as people, as the people of Suffolk County, have to take responsibility. The county's getting ready to hire more police officers, more cops. How many more police do we need? Really? How many more cops do we need? How many more? Another 100? Another 50? That's not going to resolve the homeless problem. That's not going to stop the illegal immigrants from taking jobs. So let's make more police. Get more police. Get the bills higher. Are you kidding me? Stop. We need to help the people. I know people that became cops and they said that they're not even going to give tickets because they want to sit around for 20 years and get a $80,000 a year retirement. Yeehaw, good job. Let's hire more. What's wrong with our politicians? What's wrong with us? Don't we have a voice? Don't we have an opinion? 500 people a year are beat to death by the police across the country. They don't get fired. They don't get reprimanded. They don't get yelled at. They're in a stressful job. Then don't take the job. If you can't stand the heat, don't go in the kitchen. And they're jamming them more and more and more down our throats. And more people are being framed. More and more confessions are being beaten out of people. Just so they can retain their jobs. At the cost of us. It's time, people. It's time. It's time to us take it back. Get a grip. We're finding homeless people dead, frozen, cold. It's nuts. How much longer do we go on? They just got a $13.09 raise. You know what America got? $8.25 an hour. $8. You, the people that work in McDonald's, Burger King, car washes, gas stations, grocery stores, get minimum wage. And the cops start off at $90,000, $100,000 a year. Bravo. Bravo. Amazing. Amazing. Our people are literally dying in the street, but we need more police. What for? Our firemen don't get paid. Our EMTs don't get paid. Our ambulance crews don't get paid. But only the police get paid. Is that fair? Only the sheriffs get paid. Only the deputy sheriffs get paid. Only the corrections officers get paid. They get all the top dollar, man. They get cream in the crop. I think that's pretty sad. I think it's pretty sad because Suffolk County Police got a raise. They're hiring more police. Nassau County is hiring more police. And yet our vets are coming home to no jobs, no future, no help, no money, no homes. But we need more police because you want to know what's happening. We're flooding again. We're flooding the streets with our veterans, with our mentally ill, where we need to lay our money, where we need the help. But they keep insisting we need more police. Well, you keep thinking that. You keep thinking that. Because it's berserk. It's just berserk how much money we waste. We just waste. You know, and half the times you call the police and, oh, we'll get there someone there as soon as we can. And sometimes you wait up to a half hour for a police officer to come. And then he gets there and he makes you the victim that you annoyed him because you called him. Why would you call him if whatever happened already happened and left? What do you mean you're going to make a police report? Oh, you don't waste my time. I'm a cop. My time is valuable. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. We'll take a field report. We'll send it to the detectives who never call. But you're being annoying. You're being stupid. You're being unreasonable. Because they had to rush to you. And by the time they got there, the issue was resolved. And in the meantime, you're either battered, beat, or hurt. But you took up their valuable time. Yep. Washing those cars through the car wash. Donuts, coffee. Yeah. Their valuable time. We don't need more police. We need more mental health resources. We need shelters for our homeless. That's what we need, not more police. Violence is not going to correct the problems. Violence is not. On that note, can we go to a commercial? Come back. You can take drivers. Again?
I'd like to, but again, he don't want to work for me out here. I got to go into the freaking control room.
All right, and then when you come out, I'll go in the control room and hit the buttons. How's that?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to commercial. Hold me,
Minute.
it's a Terry Crew commercial. I like that one. Yeah.
For some reason, it's not working.
I love
today
you
on me.
all.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Horsehair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
Hey, I went out and bought a Duck Dynasty duck call. Do you know how hard it is to do this? I'm going to do a duck call for you. Everybody get ready. Tell me how I sound. How was that? Was that a good duck call? You think I can get a duck with that? It took me all day to learn that one. This one was even harder. Unbelievable, huh? It's amazing how real they sound to ducks.
We have 5 to 6
Ah.
and 6:30 to 7.
Need I say more?
And 6:30 to 7.
I worked 10 hours on getting this duck call straight, and let me see if I can call another duck.
We have still available 5 to 6.
I found a redneck. I love it.
Okay. I'm going to have a nice day that day.
Don't you love it?
I have your show, Frankie Prince show, her show, and the other show.
Women with whiskers.
We're going to do dinner from 4 to 5.
Being in the woods soothes the soul.
So that's because
Yeah, 'cause you're a
usually I'm
redneck,
here
that's where you
first
live.
thing in the morning, and I stay
Yeah.
all the way through to your show.
So I'm not going to pick on the police no more. Well, actually, I'm not
Except
picking
Saturday,
on the
Sunday.
police. I'm picking on the politician. Because you
started out
guys
as
are
a
just
radio.
really... Madhouse TV, your dime. Hello?
Attention business owners. Our records show that your website is currently not mobile friendly. Again, your website is currently not mobile friendly. To find out more about this and have your website mobilized within the next 7 business days, press 1 now. Again, press 1 now to begin the process of mobilizing your website today, or press 9 to be removed from the list.
I like that. Nothing like having people call you saying you're... Now, wouldn't it make sense if you want your website to be web friendly, you would call your cell phone, being that you have a web on your cell phone? Make a lot more sense than calling the office going, hello, or press 9, press 2, press 3. Come on. Give me a freaking break. They're like a bunch of turds. Really, we need to help. I know it's a lot to ask the politicians, but if one of their family members was homeless, hungry, cold, thirsty, locked up, boy, they'd be first one on that stick for reform, wouldn't they? We need to come up with a lot of stuff, a lot of new plans, because we're shooting down the shitter, girls, and it's bad. It's real bad, and you know, our mental health system is completely broken down. Our jails are filled with more guys doing less violent crimes than ever. I think they said like 63 or 64% of our current inmates are non-violent offenders. It's all for sales of marijuana, you know, things like that. If it's a non-violent crime, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be incarcerated, but you incarcerate them for 6 months to a year. And then you let them out. But in that 6 months of the year, institute programs to teach, to learn, to educate. Without education, these kids don't know nothing. They're not wise to the ways of the world. They don't realize you can make more money legally than you can illegally. And honestly, there's a lot less chance of you going to jail if you have a job. If you have an earnest thing and a valued dollar in your pocket that you work for. But the cycle has been cultivated so long that it's just like a never-ending string. It's infinite. And we got to break that cycle as people, as parents, as guardian of the children, of people who we complain, we piss, we bitch, we moan. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's help stop making generations of people who don't feel any self-worth. And that's the sad part, is that they don't feel they're worth anything. That's why they deal drugs. That's why they're willing to sit in jail. You know, it's really, we need intervention. We need some sort of intervention to break this cycle. I mean, to break the cycle, it's got to start with you. You got to take the first step to want to break the cycle, to want a better life, to want to own a house and a car and have a job and beautiful children and a gorgeous wife. And you got to want it. And you can't want it if you're either high all the time or selling drugs. Because no one's taught you any better. Or you believe that old adage, I'll make that one big score and I'll get out. You make that one big score, you can't get out. You're there for life. Because then those guys that you did the big score with are worried, why would he make a big score and leave? Is he a rat? Are we going to get arrested? So is it worth that one big hit, that one time? And usually that one time is followed almost immediately by the apprehension by the FBI, you know, or the police. So was it really worth 10 years or 5 years of your freedom to say I did it once? Nah. When I was younger, I believed like that one score, and I paid the price. I didn't cry about it. I didn't rat nobody out. I did my time. I shut my mouth. And it was long and lonely. And I lost a wife. I lost 2 children because of it. I lost my respectability because I wanted to be the man. I wanted to take that shot for that glory ring. And didn't work. And I have a lot of regrets because of it. But I learned to move on and not make the same mistake twice. You know, and it's sad to watch these kids that are dealing drugs and getting high, thinking, well, I'm stoned, I'm cool, I'm this, I'm that. I watch the young kids in my neighborhood. I'm a biker. Everybody knows that I make no bones about it. I've been riding a lot of years, 40 years, if not more, since I'm a kid. And that I paid the price. I've had broken bones, broken back, broken disc, broken hands. But these kids in my neighborhood ride around and they have no helmets, their bikes aren't registered, they're not insured, and they're going to get hurt. And that's wrong. Why? Because they were never taught proper etiquette about it. Oh, look, I was just getting ready to tell you to go to a commercial.
Well, I don't actually want to go to a commercial, but I do want to fill in on something. All right.
Well, it's definitely not your nails. You just had them done. Ah!
You're such an asshole.
What?
Potter's Field.
Oh, I'm not even sitting here for this one. This is all Annie. This is her baby, and I will back her 10,000%. And you know what? We got somebody here that is politically connected.
Well, it's nothing that I could really do about it.
Not yet.
It's just,
You go, girl.
it really bothers me because
It sucks.
you want to know what? I think I turned off my thing and I wasn't my mic, but I turned it off for a minute so me and somebody could have a conversation. But it was a red light. If it's a red light, it means it's off or no.
The red light is no good.
So it means it's dead. All right. Well, listen. My dad is deceased. He passed away in 2004. And he was another wanderer. He had an illness, and no matter how much we chased him, or whatever, it was difficult. We always had to know where he was and everything else, and he did. We kept an eye on him, and we knew where he was, but he disappeared at one point. And I found out 6 months after he had passed. And he passed in a hospital. And they said that they notified the families, and I don't understand how they notified the family because I'm in the system. You know, my brother's name is the same as always, my sister, and they're trying to say he didn't have a wallet, which is amazing because my dad, no matter what, always had a wallet. And he always had my sister's number and everything else. But that's neither here nor there. Finally, they took him and they buried him in Potter's Field. And it's a place called Hart's Island. And it's right next to Rikers Island. And it's a mass grave. I miss my dad something fierce, but my thing is I get emails every now and then from Hart's Island about different things. I've been wanting to go out there to see where he is and whatnot or whatever, and they always tell me that you're not allowed. You're only allowed to go to the observation tower and look out over the water and the grass and the plants and just to see. No. I want to see where he is. I want to see where you put my father. But you're not allowed. So recently, I've been getting these things that they're trying to make Hart's Island a cemetery recreational park. Half of it would be a cemetery, and the other half will be a recreational park. They're trying to get the city to take it over. I don't know. They're trying to get. They're trying to. The city is trying to take over Hart's Island from Rikers Island. They're trying to take it from the prison department because the prison actually owns it.
Okay.
Okay, the correctional department owns it.
Wow, okay. Here's my question. If it is a cemetery,
Right.
how are the Parks and Recreation going to make it into a park?
Because only part of it is a cemetery. The other part has historical buildings on it and like paths that you could walk through and look at nature and whatnot or whatever. But only part of the island is a cemetery.
I don't
So they
understand.
feel, plus there's a lot of unborn babies and everything. They have a
Yeah.
part that's just babies. And their moms want to,
They want to go somewhere
but
and grieve.
my thing is that I feel that we should have the right to go and see where our relative is.
I love
But
that.
how can you do that? How can you do that when they have 150 to 200 wide and like 6 deep? How are you actually going there and saying, I'm going to see my relative or my loved one? And I know me, I'm sorry. And my mom's been gone a long time. I go to my mom's. And we go to my mom. And I know her body's there, but she's not, but she is.
Right.
It's
In
weird.
spirit, she's there.
But we go there, and I literally, it hurts me to this day as bad as it did the day I lost her when I go there. I guess in my heart I haven't let her go at all. You know, I just haven't. But I go there and I have a conversation with her.
Of course you do. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
I stand, even though I know there's other people there, I go and I stand where she is. And I talk to her. And I have a conversation with her. And I cry with her. And I leave things by the headstone for her. But I know that's for my mom. I can't go to Hart's Island and be like, here's where my dad is.
Because you don't know where he is in Hart's Island.
You know, we've talked about trying to exhume him and bring him home. My fear is, I don't know if it's him.
Right.
I don't know if what they're going to give me is my dad.
Are the remains of your father or remains of somebody else, and it's tagged his name to it to give you closure.
Right. So that's where my heart is hurting because I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I don't know if that truly is him. They're saying it's my dad.
Right. I agree with you. I really, truly agree with you. They should have plaqued each and every person.
They never told me anything that significantly shows me
Right, beyond the shadow
that
of
it was
doubt.
my dad.
Right.
They haven't.
Hart's Island is...
They haven't sat there and said, okay, listen, we have a picture of your dad when he was in the hospital.
Right. You have no confirmation.
You
that he's
don't
actually
have
your dad.
if a person is admitted into a nursing home hospital situation, they should have a picture of that person.
Then why don't we do this?
You know? But
Listen.
hold on, they don't have that. They never sat there and said to me, listen, he had these markings, or this was something that had to do with your father.
Right.
They never said that. They just sat there and said to me, I'm sorry, this is how he died, this is when he died, case closed. In here, there is no case closed.
All right. Why don't we listen to me. We know he was at Cardinal Cook's.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we start there?
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, okay,
Let-
and I know I got off the track,
No, you didn't.
but
No, you didn't. You actually made a lot of valid points because here you personally have a vested interest in Hart's Island. So you're not off the track.
no, but what I'm saying is that, all right, I understand that they want to to get the city to take it over. I truly do, but you want to know what?
You can't take a cemetery and turn it into a park.
Well, part of it's a park, part of it's a
But
cemetery.
you can't, when you put up a fence or a wall that says, this is a cemetery, and it's an open field and there's no markers,
Right,
nothing.
right.
People are going to come to the park and go,
No,
well,
but they want to make it to where you can go up to something and find out what section or what part of the cemetery is your loved one in.
well, I think that's a bad move. Because now you're just going to have area markers, A, B, C, D. So are they going to put a visiting spot in each A through Z?
Yeah, you're going to be allowed to go over to that area, walk over to there and say, oh, there's a field here in section A.
Right.
My mom's over there.
Somewhere, my
Right.
mother or my father or my child is in section A or section B.
Yeah,
That's not closure. Nobody
that's
going
not
there.
closure for me.
Nobody's going to get closure. Because you're going to look down at a piece of growing grass and go, oh, my beloved mother or my beloved father or sister or brother. Where are you? I'm here. That's like being in a mall and screaming to your parents, I'm over in Macy's. It makes no sense.
Well,
These those grave sites need to be plaqued. I hate to say it, these people's names need to be plaqued. To show this is where each and every one of them is buried.
but Paulie, they're 150 to 200 widthwise, and then they're like 6 deep.
Right. It's a mass grave.
And then in another private section, God bless these little angels, they have babies.
Right.
They have in Limbrook, a little section over in Limbrook of a potter's field.
Okay.
And it's an empty section.
Right.
And they take people and babies and they put them there.
But they have no names. They have no plaques. They have nothing.
I know somebody who has a child there.
If your child is either stillborn or died during complications at birth, you got to be respectful because our society is judged.
Well, you want to know what? And I'm going to say it. There was a complication to where this person, I'm not going to say her name, had a miscarriage.
Okay.
And the person who was the father to the child sat there and said that, him and his father sat there and said that they would take care of the burial arrangements.
Okay.
And they left the baby at the hospital.
Good arrangements.
So the mother thought that the
Child was buried in a grave marked.
and when she actually found out a couple of days later, the baby was already picked up and taken to Pottersfield.
That's not a good thing.
No.
But this is why we don't need to spend another $50 million on the police department.
There's homeless. There's people that pass away. There's so much out there that this world here needs help with. And they're doing everything for things overseas and every place else but here.
Here's the thing.
There's people that are hungry. There's people that are freezing. There's people that are mentally ill.
That need help.
All right? I wonder why I'm so damn discouraged with life, with humanity. I just,
Actually, society is based on two things: the way you treat your prisoners and the way you bury your dead. And I feel the way we treat our dead is equally as wrong as the way we treat our prisoners. And it's easier to close your eyes and just shuffle them as if they were animals. I think animals are treated better than our dead. If you find a homeless animal, the shelter will take him in and feed him and get him adopted. But yet you have homeless people, and you know what? Let's sweep them under the rug. Let's throw them in jail. Let's make believe they don't exist.
but,
Well, they do exist. There is a whole subculture of homeless people, mentally ill people, returning veterans, and just
don't even start me there with the return of
honestly,
veterans, okay?
just society itself. We have allowed so many gaps for these people to fall into, and now we're trying to seal them into doing what?
I don't know. But I'm going to let you sit here and say goodbye because I got to go in the control room and I got to end the show. So I'm going to say goodbye for today. Stay warm, stay home, and Paulie and I will see you tomorrow.
I'm going to pull a Jerry Springer. I'm going to give the final thought.
Go right ahead.
I just want to say that we as people, and you know, I remember growing up in school, we used to learn about Greek mythology and the Romans and how there was such a great culture, but yet they slaughtered their Christians. How vomitoriums and was implemented at these parties and orgies, and they fell. And they fell hard to men like Caligula and the rest of these idiots. And they no longer were great people. And then you look at our society, are we much better? We might not have vomitoriums no more. We might not have Friday night gladiators. You know, but what we do have is a lot of people who need help, who need intervention, who need love. And for the love of God, for the love of humanity, for the love of society, for the love of yourself, organize stuff. Organize coat drives, blanket drives. You know what? If you got a piece of property and you're not using it, I really hate to say it, why don't you put up some tents? Put up some sort of shelter for these people. Because if I had a piece of property, believe me, I'd clear it. And I would make sure that these people, whether it's 1, 2, whether it's 5 people on a piece of property, that I could put them in some sort of shelter and keep them warm and know that they could sleep at night and not worry about getting beat up or robbed or be victims, I would do it. I would do it all day long. I'm just one man. Think what we can do on a whole if we all banded together and reached out and helped each other. Remember when they had Band-Aid and everybody got together and Hands Across America? Well, that was a bunch of hokey BS. Because now those Hands Across America are needed here in America, and there's no one here for us except us. All I'm saying tonight, before you put your head on your pillow, thank God you have a house. You're warm. Your children are safe. They have food in their stomach. Because you know what? There are a lot of children going to bed tonight with no food, no brighter future, no better education, not getting up to clean clothes and to a TV program on the TV, want to be snuggled with their mothers and fathers, or just not even having a father. Or the fathers that are raising their children that they're going to get, but is not going to have a mother. Be thankful for what you got, because at any moment it can be taken away. I'm thankful every day that I wake up. And you should thank God every day and say, Lord, thank you for allowing me to breathe another day. Lord, thank you for letting me have one more day on your planet. Thank you for allowing me to make a difference. You, me, us, we got to make a change. We got to make a difference. I'm not a preacher, but you know what I am? I'm one man, and this is what I say. For the Paul and Annie Show, this is Paul. Much love, honor, and respect. May God walk through all your houses and bless you all. Thank you and have a good day until tomorrow. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.